Chad and Kim Bushy are a hard-working couple who live off their farm, along with their chickens, llamas, and goats.
I begged my husband for a goat, and so he said, you can have a goat if you do something with it. And so we actually made lots of things, cheese and ice cream.
I love the outdoors, so I just kind of thank God for giving me his nature to work with.
A few years earlier, Chad developed heart disease and had to have open heart surgery. He was unable to work for 4 months. In spite of the financial challenges, Chad and Kim continue to tithe and give to CBN from the money they made selling soap made from goat milk. And as they gave, God provided.
It would always seem like anytime we were in real need, someone would call and say, hey, I need 10 bars of soap, and we would have what we needed.
And while Chad was laid up after surgery, friends from church put their money together and took care of their bills and bought the family groceries.
They got like $1,000 and I guess it was in Visa gift cards. They gave us another $500 in food cards to the local grocery store. That covered most of our living expenses right there.
Then, when they ran out of hay to feed their animals, a neighbor just happened to call and asked Chad if they needed about $400 worth of hay.
And I said, well, I can't pay you for it. He said, pay me in a few months when you get the money. So I'm like, absolutely, come on in. Barn's empty right now. Well, within a couple hours, it was filled to overflowing. I had so much hay, my entire loft was full.
The Bushies have adopted 3 children, and the oldest one is in college now. Orphans Promise is the reason they joined the 700 Club.
I love how they support the orphans, how they care for the orphans, feed them, clothe them.
And their 9-year-old daughter Elizabeth is learning to give too. In fact, she loves CBN so much that instead of saving her money for a pony, she gave her $20 to CBN.
I kept on watching CBN and I just felt like a big pain in my heart that you need to give. I talked to my mom and dad about it and they said you can give. She wrote down a check and I sent it in the mail. I actually started a giving jar for the CBN.
It blesses me very much to see our daughter giving and to understand that it's important, to understand the principles of obeying God's word.
The Bushies believe that you can't outgive God. That's why they recently increased their giving to CBN.
Only God knows how many apples you can get out of one seed. But if you give unto God, sow into CBN, you'll never see the end of the blessing.
I would say to other kids that you should give because if you give, it will bless God.